Few places can match Spain when it comes to beauty and passion and culture all mixed into one. Now, it may be pretty dead on the beach in Tarragona right now, but come summertime, this is going to be packed. The promenade is going to be bustling with the in-crowd. Volvo is a lot like Spain in winter, the sensible place you'd probably bring your family. But the XC90 heralds the new future for Volvo, the Swedish manufacturer producing cars that are made for Volvo by Volvo. And judging by first impressions, I think the XC90 is certainly going to fit in with the in-crowd.
The first thing that strikes you about the new XC90 is how much more imposing it looks compared to its predecessor. It seems even larger than its 5-meter length and 2-meter width would suggest, and more BMW X5-like than its designers would probably like. Perhaps that is more than mere coincidence, as the BMW is one of the cars the Volvo will have to beat.
I think it's fair to say that I've always had a bit of a soft spot when it comes to Swedish looks, and it's no different when it comes to the styling of their cars. Bold, fresh, quirky perhaps, and the XC90 certainly doesn't disappoint. It's got this massive vertical grille, the all-new Volvo logo, and you just have to love these Thor-inspired headlights. With a strong shoulder line, short overhangs, XC90 carves a muscular presence on the road. One of the pillars when it came to designing XC90 was, we want to make you feel special. Yeah, I think they've done it. All new. Well, that is what this is. Built all new from the ground up. New chassis, new suspension. And the cool thing about that for Volvo is that they can get to lay the car exactly as they want to. We know how strong they are when it comes to modular design. Now, a plug-in hybrid was always an option with XC90, and this is it. This is what you see here, the lithium-ion battery, very cleverly placed in the center of the car between the seats, because it doesn't affect the weight and balance distribution of the car, but also extremely safe, and we know safe is critical for them. But onto the chassis and suspension, double wishbone in the front with coil springs, integral rear axle with transverse leaf springs. Now the two systems are very different, but what Volvo tells us is they work really well together, creating a good balance, which means they can give you dynamic and comfortable riding. Well, I've been putting this all-new suspension and chassis layout to the test of the very, very tight and twisty roads here in Spain. Very impressed. Can't believe that a big bulky SUV can actually be this nimble. And obviously with the suspension having adjustable settings as well, a push of a button, I put into comfort mode or I put into dynamic mode, it really gives this car a different personality. We obviously have air suspension on ours, which make it even more impressive and more adaptable to different driving styles and conditions and road surfaces. Lowers the car as well, and I've had it in dynamic through these bends and it's been really, really solid. Steering feel, also very, very important. Very direct, very responsive in dynamic mode, and in comfort, great car just to cruise and glide along in. Obviously big talk is that the XC90 is only coming with 2-litre 4-cylinder drive-E engine technology. How on earth is an engine that small able to drive a car this size? Well, it's all about weight reduction, because the XC90 has basically shed an osterate, like 128 kilograms has been dumped off the previous model when it came out. And of course, having an all-aluminium engine is going to help a lot with the weight reduction. But they've been very clever with their performance they've been pushing out. All of their XC90s are linked to an 8-speed automatic gearbox. That's the only option that you get, and it works really well.
The self-shifter really comes into its own in town driving, as does some of the Volvo's other features. It's become something of a cliche to talk about Volvo and safety in the same breath, but this was one of the key focus areas in the XC90's development. Some of the features, such as pedestrian detection, isn't new, but every passive and active safety system has been improved. When the car leaves the road, it activates the seatbelt pretensioners, and when it senses rough terrain, the seat mounts will absorb strong vertical forces to prevent spinal injuries. The night vision cameras can now also detect animals, and should you drift into the path of oncoming traffic, the car will brake automatically. Sumptuous. That's how the cabin of the new XC90 can best be summed up. From the top quality sensuous materials to the 17-speaker Bowers & Wilkins sound system, the Volvo's cabin imparts a sense of well-being few rivals can match. Most major functions are controlled from the tablet-inspired central touchscreen. leaving the console uncluttered and button-free. Rear seat room is generous and refreshingly, the third row of seats is actually usable. Flip them all forward and you have an enormous load bay with a completely flat floor.
Of course, a few people may be a little bit concerned about the fact that XC90 is only being offered with a 2-litre 4-cylinder engine, whether you're going the petrol route or the diesel route. Brave move. We know everyone's heading small capacity turbo engines, but for a big car like this, is it going to work? Well, having driven all of them, sure, no problem. It's incredible what they're managing to produce out of these small engines. We've been driving in the diesel, the D5, which is coming to SA, the D4 will come later. 165 kilowatts, 470 newton meters of torque, plenty. Great efficiency as well, so you're not going to find yourself wanting. When I've put into dynamic mode and you're driving it a little bit hard, it does tend to get a little bit noisy, but other than that, a fantastic diesel motor. The T6, which is the petrol, and T5 is also coming to SA later. You're looking at 234 kilowatts up to 400 newton meters. What is very cool though is that it's a turbocharger and a supercharger on it. So the torque curve is incredible. Supercharger gets you going initially and the turbo kicks in later, so performance is really impressive out of that. But then for the first time ever in South Africa, Volvo is bringing in a plug-in hybrid. That's the T8, and all they've done is literally strapped an electric motor to the rear of it, which produces another 60 kilowatts. So combined figures then become just under 300 kilowatts and 660 newton meters. That's massive. Now, having just recently driven a plug-in hybrid from BMW, quite interesting that Volvo's gone the different route, where the actual petrol engine's running the front wheels and the electric motor's running off the rear, whereas BMW choose to do it the other way around. Fantastic that we're getting all this technology coming to SA, and I've just been really impressed with the performance that's come out of these small engines. Still worry about efficiency when driven hard though. You know, when you've had 12 years to improve on a first generation, you're under a certain amount of pressure to get things right. In my opinion, Volvo's been spot on, always strong on design. I think this Scandinavian way, being given a blank canvas essentially to develop the XC90 from the ground up the way Scandinavians would design cars, has certainly paid dividends. Amazing safety technology as standard, and really a bold move, I suppose, from an efficiency perspective, with their drivey 2-litre 4-cylinder engines the only offering in the lineup. If South Africans took a blank canvas to their purchasing decisions when looking at SUVs, this XC90 would hammer the opposition.